This is the Dan Gemus Real Estate Show. Heard every Saturday and Sunday from noon to 1 p.m. right here on AM800.
Thank you for doing a good job as always.
Now back to the show with broker owner and host, Dan Gemus.
Okay, everyone, welcome back to the show. A reminder, if you are looking to make a move, the Dan Gemus team is always here to help. You can reach out to us 7 days a week at 519-566-5565 or find us on our website at dangemus.com, serving all of Windsor and Essex County, whether you are in LaSalle or Amherstburg, Windsor, Lakeshore, Bell River, Essex, Leamington or Kingsville, this side of Chatham. Well, we are there to service your area, and we can come out there and give you a free home market evaluation. So reach out to us. Now, someone else that can help with all of your insurance needs, well, that's Chris Gibb with Gibb Insurance Brokers. Hey, Chris, how are you?
I am fantastic, Dan. And how are you today?
Well, it's Saturday and it's the weekend, so we are doing great. Lots going on in the world these days, but from the insurance perspective, it's a good time to be traveling right now. Well, is it? I guess that's the question. First of all, if you're not traveling to the States, but traveling everywhere else.
That certainly seems like the case. Everybody is traveling everywhere but the States right now.
We actually just canceled a trip in the States that we had for August, and we canceled it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, we're going to go out west in Canada instead.
Oh, good for you.
Yep.
That's a great idea. Yeah, my wife and I are doing we're doing the Stay in Ontario tour.
Good.
We've already booked we booked Niagara on the Lake.
Oh, we love Niagara
for this
on the Lake,
summer, and then we're thinking maybe do Prince Edward County later in the summer.
Nice. Good for you guys. Look at you guys.
There you go. We're gonna spend all the money in Ontario.
I love it. Good for you. Good for you. So listen, for those who are traveling, travel insurance is something that people don't often think about, but it's important, isn't it? Especially if you're going out of province.
Well, exactly. Yeah. Like you have to think that when you leave Ontario, a lot of your Ontario hospital insurance, your OHIP benefits stay here. So even traveling within Canada, different provinces have different coverages. I know Alberta, ambulances are privatized there. So it's not, if you had to call an ambulance, you have to pay the bill. So it's always important to have that travel insurance if you're going to be outside of Ontario.
So what are some things to consider when looking for a travel insurance product?
Well, the first thing you build the program on is that out of province emergency medical insurance.
Okay.
Now we in reality, a lot of people will be going to the U.S., which is the most expensive place in the world to get sick.
Yeah.
So, if you don't have an employer sponsored plan that has out of province medical insurance, you have to have it. You just don't know. You can fall in I'll tell you a story. My brother was riding his bike in Tennessee and got cut off and flipped over his bike broke his arm and his wrist on the other hand. And he was in the emergency room there for maybe 5 hours and left, and it was an $85,000 bill.
No.
Yes.
$85,000?
$85,000 once you get all the medical tests and everything. So, you have to, you might not think that what's going to happen to me, but you trip down a set of stairs or you get hit by a car and you end up in the hospital, and that bill is going to have to be paid.
Wow. That's incredible. That's incredible. Yeah, and of course, nobody ever wants to pay for insurance, right? Because you most often don't need it, but when you do need it, you wish you had it. So
exactly. It's one of those products you buy and you hope that you never use.
Oh my goodness! And typically, when we've gotten out of province insurance or travel insurance in the past, it's not very expensive.
No. The medical portion. Now, I will say, if you're young and super fit like Dan Gemus, it's not that expensive. But for older people, it can get expensive, and if you have pre-existing health conditions, it does get pricey.
Okay, I wasn't thinking of that for sure. Okay,
interesting. Yep. And then it's not only the emergency medical benefit. There's also trip cancellation insurance.
Oh.
You book a trip, 3-6 months from now, and you put deposits down, and then you get
COVID
sick
hits.
and you can't go.
Yeah.
Or COVID hits or something like that. So you can also add on a package that will reimburse you if your trip has to be canceled. Or something especially we've seen lately is trip interruption insurance.
Okay.
So
what's an example?
Now, so let's use an example. You fly to Europe, and then something happens where there's a massive storm and airlines are delayed, and you can't get back. Well, you might be on the hook for your own meals, for extra nights in a hotel, or there was just I want to say it was in the winter, just this past year, where Sunwing Vacations had, I think it was Sunwing. I don't want to use the wrong term, but a local travel company had issues, and people were stuck in the Caribbean for days after they expected. Someone has to pay the bill to keep you there. And if you buy that trip interruption insurance, that can reimburse you.
Or you could be flying out of Newark, New Jersey these days, and, the half of the...
somebody trips over an extension cord and all the radars turn off.
You're stuck a few extra nights.
Exactly.
Oh, my goodness. We laugh. It's not really funny. It's kind of sad, but... It's
gallows humor, but it is true. Like, these airports... there's no margin for error. A storm rolls through and you can be stuck somewhere for days. So that trip interruption insurance is, especially the further you go. Maybe if you're just in the US, it's not too bad. But if you're in Europe or overseas, it can be costly.
Well, Chris, I have, before I let you go, I have a funny story for you. So I rarely ever speed, right? Wink, wink. And... Nick's always saying, like, honey, I don't know how you don't, get speeding tickets more often. And I have been pulled over, and it's been years, probably 6-7 years. So I'm Mother's Day. I'm out going towards LaSalle to see my mom with our kids. Nick was with her mom. And driving by down Front Road, there was a police officer parked on the side, and I'm assuming watching for speeders, whatever. So I pass him. A couple hours later, come back towards Amherstburg, and the officer's still there on the side of the road. I'm thinking, wow, he's been there all morning. So I drive by, and I'm going, 72, 73 in a 70, so I'm not speeding at all. So I pull past him, and he pulls out behind me, and there's quite a few vehicles around me, so I'm thinking, okay, maybe he's just pulling out and going somewhere else. Sure enough, don't the lights come on behind me. So I'm thinking, well, I can't wait to hear what this is about because I'm not speeding. What's going on? So I get pulled over, I open, and the kids are all going crazy thinking, oh my gosh, Dad's going to jail.
Dad's going to jail.
Yeah, exactly. So the officer comes out a few seconds later and walks towards the passenger side vehicle, open my window. And he was the nicest officer, I have to say. If you were listening, officer, then thank you for everything. But so he comes to the window and says instantly, Dan? I'm like, yes. He says, listen, you were driving wonderfully. You weren't speeding or anything. But my vehicle is equipped with a camera that scans license plates. It just so happens your registration has expired. So I'm thinking to myself, like, the sticker, I'm like, the stickers are no longer a thing, are they? He says, actually, no, they're not. But the registration of the vehicle still has to be updated. He says, usually they renew every 3 months before they expire automatically, but yours didn't. He says, just check it for me when you get home or go to Services Ontario and have a look. So he was the nicest guy, and he just gave me a warning and let me off. But I had no idea that. So I figured the stickers were gone. We're done with. We don't get anything in the mail saying, hey, don't forget to renew your registration. You think that the government of Ontario would send something saying, hey, don't forget to renew your registration. So I went online and did it easily. There's no cost. Pop in your license plate and...
It's so funny you say that. Just this week, I was listening to a news story out of Windsor, and they said they've got the city of Windsor is owed over $1 million in unpaid parking tickets, but because people don't have to register their plates anymore, they've got no way to collect it.
Wow, that makes sense.
And you know what? I not to play the one up you, but you just reminded me of something that's insurance related. Not only is that for license plates, we're seeing an unbelievable amount of people who are forgetting to renew their driver's licenses.
Well,
Because
but for that you get, I guess, you get a thing in the mail, don't you? No?
You don't. Not anymore. I don't believe you get anything in the mail. You have to sign up online.
Well, what do they expect people to? Of course they're going to forget. Who remembers that? Who thinks of that? No one does.
Well, you know who thinks of it? People who listen to the Dan Gemus radio
Well, now
show.
they do after my experience. But yeah, honestly, if you're driving a vehicle and you have a vehicle that you own a vehicle, make sure you have the registration renewed. So what you do is you go right to the Service Ontario website and just search license renewal, license plate renewal, and there's a button. You literally pop in your license plate number. And your permit number, what you get on the officer just showed me everything. He says it's right here on your vehicle ownership. And then you click the button and it tells you expires and whatever. Mine expired in December 31st. So you just go and you click on the button, renew for 2 years, zero cost, $0, and that was it. Done and renewed. But
this officer sounds so friendly. You should have just asked if you could borrow his phone. And done it right there on the side of the road.
Honestly, I was very impressed. He was very professional, and so there you go.
Oh well, that's a good. It's a good point. Yeah, nobody. I don't believe people are getting letters about their driver's licenses because I've been doing this for almost 30 years. And I've never seen so many. We get notes from the insurance company. This person's unlicensed, and it's scary because technically you have to have a valid license to be covered by your insurance. So I'm afraid of what would happen if someone forgot to renew.
No doubt.
And then got in an accident. But there you go. Were the kids super excited? Did they just?
Yeah, they were. They were overexcited, and of course, we get home, and I said, "Honey, your dream has come true. I got pulled over." She says, "Oh my gosh, you got a ticket?" I said, "Nope, not a ticket, but I got pulled over." Pretty cool technology though, to scan the plates as they're driving by. It's pretty neat.
Now, was that a LaSalle officer
or
Windsor Police, Amherstburg?
Yep.
Okay.
Oh, I guess Windsor Police, but it was in Amherstburg. Yep. So there you go.
Now you're a celebrity though. That's why they're so nice.
Oh, please. That's when I get an extra ticket. There's a ticket for just being you, Dan. Here you go. For knowing Chris Gibb.
There you go.
I should have pulled the Chris Gibb deputy mayor card.
No, then you definitely would have gotten a ticket.
There you go. All right, Chris, if anyone has questions, how do they reach out to you?
The best way is the old-fashioned way. You can call the office, 519-736-8228, or shoot me an email, chris@gibbinsurance.ca, or even go online and you don't even have to talk to anybody. You can quote online at gibbinsurance.ca, our website.
Even better. There you go. All right, Mr. Gibb, we'll talk to you soon.
All right, and keep the speed down and behave yourself.
Don't forget your registration. All right, folks. Back with more. Oh, Chris, before we go, we're going to give away the gift card for the Richmond Popcorn Company. Pick a number between 1 and whatever you want. Caller number?
Caller number 9.
Caller number 9.
There
you go. Caller number 9 gets the free popcorn from the Richmond Popcorn Company. 519-792-2559. Back with more right after this on the Dan Gemus Real Estate Show.